Sa mga panahong ito, na sarili nating mga kababayan ang ginikipit, inaalipusta sa sarili nating bansa.
Ang usapin po na ito, kung makukuha sa diplomasya, sapagkat pwede po nating sabihin yung UNCLOS, sabihin natin yung arbitral ruling, ang problema, hindi po yan kinikilala ng China. At hindi po sila membro ng UNCLOS. Kaya hindi po natin pwedeng isaksak yan sa kanila ng isaksak dahil hindi po nila tatanggapin.
Para sa akin po, para sa isang bully, we should speak the language that they can understand. And that language that is, we have to stand up. And how we're gonna do that, we have to modernize our military. It's about...
What's up mga tol? Mga senador na sina Bong Revilla Jr., Senador Idol Robin Padilla at Senador Raffy Tulfo. Sumabog na naman ang galit dahil sa nag-viral na video na kung saan nga ay mapapanood sa video ang pambubuli ng isang Chinese vessel sa mangingisdang Pilipino na nangyari nga ang aksidenteng ito sa pinag-aagawang teritoryo na West Philippine Sea.
Cut the towing line of the space debris. Pinutol po nila yung lubid. Nakikita po natin, Mr. President. I'd like to show this video. Nakikita po natin, Mr. President. Hila po ng hila po sa likod yung debris.
Wow! What are you doing? I asked for not earlier. You didn't give that.
So this is an actual footage, Mr. President, of that incident last month, Mr. President. The China boat, as I've said, came within 20 to 30 yards.
Hindi nga mapigilang sumabog ang galit ng mga senador na sina Idol Senador Robin Padilla, Senador Bong Revilla Jr. at Senador Raffy Tulfo sa kanilang naging privilege speech na matapangan nilang ipinagtanggol ang ating bayan, lalong-lalo na nga ang West Philippine Sea. Nang mapag-usapan nga ang isang privilege speech ni Senator Tolentino patungkol nga sa isang viral video na mapapanood nga ang pambubuli ng isang Chinese vessel sa Pilipinong mangingisda. Panoorin natin ang clip na ito.
The last day of our session to discuss the pressing issue, the pressing situation in the South China Sea and the West Philippine Sea dispute. The issue is an urgent concern and its impact affects the lives of our most valuable Filipinos, kababayans in the coastal communities, regional security, and the rules-based international order as enshrined in the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. Moreover, developments in the SCS, WPS have short and long-term implications on Philippine national security, especially at a time of rising prices due to geopolitical upheavals, including COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Mr. President, initially, on China concerns, Beijing remains dedicated to using gray zone, quote-unquote, gray zone tactics in the West Philippine Sea to advance its illegal claims without sparking a conflict actions that push the boundaries of acceptable behavior, undermine international law. Ito po yung pag-asa, Mr. President. This is existing. I'm showing that on the screen. And raise the chances of untoward incidents. These gray zone tactics include swarming activities within the territorial seas of our 9 stations in the WPS. That initially detected the space debris some 800 yards west of the main station of Pagasa 1. A Philippine team was dispatched to retrieve the debris which drifted near Pagasa Clay 1 and was in the process of towing the remains. Ayun po yung litrato, Mr. President, of a racket when a boat from China Coast Guard 5205 swiftly and deliberately interfered. The China boat came within 20 to 30 yards of the Philippine rubber boat and forcibly cut the towing line of the space debris. Pinutol po nila yung lubid. Nakikita po natin, Mr. President. I'd like to show this video. It has never been seen before. It has never been seen even in television, in news, Mr. President. Can we enlarge and have the audio? Nakikita po natin, Mr. President. Hila po sa likod yung debris.
Wow! What are you doing? I asked for not earlier. You didn't give that.
So this is an actual footage, Mr. President, of that incident last month, Mr. President. The China boat, as I've said, came within 20 to 30 yards of the Philippine rubber boat and forcibly at the towing line of the space debris.
Nila yung tali.
See how dangerous
Tinawin nila
the
ulit.
incident was, Mr. President.
Eh,
Naka-rubber boat lang po tayo. Sa laki ng kanilang mga...
Nabawa yung mga tao natin.
Mr. President, Chinese diplomats denied that the incident occurred. They denied that the incident occurred, claiming that a friendly consultation took place. But the footage and reports clearly show that CCG assertively took the debris in the area well within the Philippine territory. The Department of Foreign Affairs, again, some officials are here, issued a note verbal to China to clarify the matter as the incident was highly provocative. These actions, along with the other gray zone activities, are slowly but surely eroding Philippine sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea and harming the country's strategic position. Mr. President, yan po ay isang larawan ng space debris. Mr. President, my colleagues, this is not the first time that Chinese rocket debris has fallen within Philippine territory or territorial waters. On October 6 and November 7 this year, similar rocket debris were recovered in Calintaan, Occidental Mindoro, and Busuanga, Palawan. Even earlier, Mr. President, in July 2022, Chinese rocket debris was also recovered off Occidental Mindoro. This debris, as shown in the picture, fell in Philippine archipelagic waters of Palawan and Mindoro Occidental and within the Pagasa Islands territorial sea, where Clay 1 is located. Significantly, the Chinese Coast Guard retrieval of the debris of Clay 1 is a gross violation of Philippine sovereignty, as Beijing has no jurisdiction over Philippine territorial sea. Further, CCG's interference in the retrieval also violated the right of innocent passage under the 1982 UNCLOS, yet another incident in a long and sustained record of repeated violations of international law. Lastly, China's actions demonstrate that Beijing does not recognize the 2016 arbitral award, which establishes a 12 nautical mile territorial sea in the Pagasa Islands. The rocket debris retrieved bear the markings of China's Long March 5B rocket. I'm showing the picture right now. Incontrovertible proof of the provenance of the remains recovered in Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, and in the Pagasa Islands. China acceded to the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, and Beijing must request the return of space debris which fall in the territory of other states, like the Philippines, like Pagasa Islands in the Philippine case, rather than merely seizing the same. These repeated violations, Mr. Senate President, my dear colleagues, is a breach of Philippine territorial integrity, and the irresponsible rocket launches are scattering debris that can threaten Filipinos who are flying the West Philippine Sea and our archipelagic waters. These incidents cannot be allowed to continue, as they not only can potentially harm Filipino fishermen, but the Chinese Coast Guard actions also violate Philippine maritime rights, as enshrined in the UNCLOS and the arbitral ruling award, Mr. President.
On the onset, we'd just like to thank the good gentleman from Cavite for bringing this matter up. We salute you, sir, for your patriotism and bringing this to national awareness. Thank you for sharing this information to us.
Dahil nga sa privilege speech na ito ni Senator Tolentino at napag-usapang viral video na pambubuli muli ng mga Chinese vessel sa ating mga kababayang mga Pilipino na mangingisda roon sa West Philippine Sea, ay hindi naman napigilang sumabog ang galit ng mga senador na sina Idol Senador Robin Padilla, Senador Raffy Tulfo at Senador Bong Revilla Jr. na inilabas nga ang kanilang galit at panggigigil sa viral video na ito at hindi nga nila matanggap ang mga pangyayaring ito na tila gani-ganito na lang kung bulihin ng mga Chinese vessel roon ang ating mga kaawa-awang mga mangingisda na naghahanap buhay ng marangal roon sa West Philippine Sea, at mas lalong hindi katanggap-tanggap nga ang pangbubuling ito ng mga Chinese vessel roon na sa sarili pa nating teritoryo ito ginawa. At ito nga ang kani-kanilang matapang na official statement patungkol nga sa viral video na ito. Panoorin natin ang clip na ito.
Many invaders from Spain to the United States at one point in time defending the Philippine integrity and Philippine sovereignty. Senator Bong Revilla, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to associate myself with the gentleman from Cavite's pronouncement, Senator Tolentino, at narinig ko rin ang tinig ng ating mga kasamahang senador na talaga naman nakakapanginig ng laman, Ginoong Pangulo. Sa panahong ito na mas higit at mas masidhi nating dinadama at binibigkas ang lupang hinirang. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil. Our country is so beautiful and rich in natural resources. Utang natin sa inang bayan ang mga tinatamasa natin ngayon. Kaya naman nararapat lamang na ipagtanggol at proteksyonan natin ang bawat sulok ng ating bansa, Ginoong Pangulo. Tayo'y mga Pilipino, kilalang matatapang. Hindi tayo titiklop, lalo na sa mga panahong ito na sarili nating mga kababayan ang kinikipit, inaalipusta sa sarili nating bansa. Mga kababayan, hindi tayo papayag. Hindi dapat tayo pumayag. Taas noo at buong puso tayong maninindigan. Atin ang Pilipinas. Dapat nating ipaglaban ito. Ang mamatay ng dahil sa iyo. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo.
Yan ang totoong kabitenyo. Gentlemen, Isabela and Davao City Senator Raffy Tulfo, idol natin. Hindi lang yung mahirap yung pinaglalaban, pati bansa natin ipaglalaban yan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to associate myself with the privileged speech of my good friend, Senator Tolentino. Mr. President, being an honorable member of the international community, we honor our obligations and agreements. We followed the terms of the UNCLOS, believing in its terms and in the protection that it would be provided. But the actions of these nationals have shown disrespect of the terms of the UNCLOS and the arbitral award. Taking a stand for our waters is crucial because if we let go of these brazen acts in the West Philippine Sea, we open all our waters to breach because we show that we allow it. What will stop this nation or other nations from disrespecting our rights under international law on all our waters from the north, east, or south? Panindigan na po dapat tayo. Ang ating katubigan ay buhay at kabuhayan para sa ating mga kababayan. Ito ay pinagkukunan natin ng likas na yaman. Let us explore, utilize, and maximize our water resources, and we can use these funds to provide protection for our waters. Para sa akin po, para sa isang bully, we should speak the language that they can understand. And that language that is, we have to stand up. And how we're going to do that, we have to modernize our military. It's about time, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po.
I move for the previous question, Mr. President.
Yes, Senator Padilla is recognized.
Mahal na Ginoong Pangulo at maraming salamat po sa ating pinunong mayorya. Gusto ko lamang pong marami po akong narinig at ako po ay sinusundan ko naman po at sinusuportahan lahat ang mga nagsalita, lalo na po ang ating kapatid sa partido na si Senator Tolentino. Gusto ko lamang pong bilang ako po ay adopted son ng Pag-asa Island at nakasama po natin ang ating Armed Forces of the Philippines dyan. Kasama po natin ang Philippine Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force. Kasama ko po sila dyan. Gusto ko lamang pong ipaalam sa ating taong bayan at sa ating mga kasama na kahit kailan hindi po nagpabaya ang ating armed forces diyan sa Spratly Island o sa Kalayaan Group of Islands. At nung nandun po kami, nandun po tayo at naitarak po natin ang bandila ng Pilipinas sa K1, K2, K3, K4. At ang ating pong armed forces, ang ating pong Air Force, regular po yan na nagpapalipad ng ating aeroplano doon para siguraduhin na yung ating pong mga ari-arian doon, yung ating pong teritoryo ay napoproteksyonan. At ganoon din po yung mga isla na nakapaligid doon, nandun po ang ating Philippine Navy. At handa pong mamatay yung mga yan. At hindi po ako kailanman sa akin pong nakita nung nandun ako, kahit na isang beses, hindi po kami nabuli ng China. Kami po ang nambuli nung nandun po kami. Hindi po namin pinayagan na nung oras na yon na kami po'y harangin nila at makapagtarak ng bandila natin. Ang gusto ko lamang pong sabihin, nasa pagkukwento po yan. Hindi ko po kinokontra, mahal na Pangulo, ang sinabi ng ating kapatid sa partido ng PDP Laban. Kung hindi, gusto ko lamang pong ipaalam sa lahat na sinususugan ko po ang sinabi ng ating senador mula sa Cavite na handa pong mamatay ang ating Armed Forces of the Philippines para proteksyonan ang ating mga ari-arian. At hindi po natin kailangan. Sa totoo lang po, mahal na Ginoong Pangulo, sa kasaysayan ng inang bayang Pilipinas. Wala po tayong nakalaban kundi superpower. Espanyol, Hapon, Amerika. Hindi po tayo kailanman sumurrender. Yan po ay nasa ating kasaysayan. Ang gusto ko pong sabihin, mga mahal kong kababayan, katulad po ng sinabi ng ating minority leader, ang usapin po na ito, kung makukuha sa diplomasya, sapagkat pwede po nating sabihin yung UNCLOS, sabihin natin yung arbitral ruling, ang problema, hindi po yan kinikilala ng China. At hindi po sila membro ng UNCLOS. Kaya hindi po natin pwedeng isaksak yan sa kanila ng isaksak dahil hindi po nila tatanggapin. Ang kailangan po natin, mahal na Ginoong Pangulo, ang aking pong huling paalala dahil meron po tayong Christmas party. Magpapasko po kayo. Can we just kill the negativity? Can we just be positive and be peaceful? It's Christmas. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po.
Maraming salamat, Senator.
Senator Robin.
Mr. President, I may sound like a broken record. This is really last but not the least. The chairperson of the Senate Committee on National Defense, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, would also like to make a manifestation. I move that he be recognized, Mr.
I'll just
President.
make it brief, Mr. President.
Yes,
Thank you,
Senator
Mr.
Estrada, please.
As your chairman of the Committee on National Defense, I think it is incumbent upon me to associate myself with the privileged speech of my good friend, the gentleman from Cavite. And I haven't watched the video because I was upstairs, but based on the reactions of my fellow colleagues, like Senator Risa, Senator Loren, Senator Bong, maybe also Senator JV, mukhang gigil na gigil sila galit na galit sila sa video kanilang napanood. At siguro kapag napanood ko na rin yan, palagay ko madadagdagan din ang aking galit. But what can we do? I agree with the statement of Senator Tolentino that we have to strengthen our ties with the claimant countries like Malaysia and Vietnam. But kahit siguro na magtulong-tulong tayo ng bansang Vietnam, bansang Malaysia, tayo, ano pa ang mangyayari? Kaya ba natin ang isang superpower katulad ng China? Mga equipment natin, we are so inferior. Wala yata tayong submarine dito. Meron ba tayong submarine dito sa Pilipinas?
Not that I know.
Yung ating mga equipments, 19 kopong-kopong pa. And we really have to modernize our equipment. And I can assure you, as your chairperson of the Committee on National Defense, I will conduct hearings at tulungan natin itong ating mga military na madagdagan ang kanilang pondo for the modernization program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat, Senator Jinggoy.
We totally agree with the comments coming from the good chairman of the Senate Committee on National Defense. And Mr. President, perhaps after this we can dispense with the presence of our newly minted generals as well as members of the
Yes.
diplomatic corps.
After the motion to
Yes, they will have their
refer
own
your committee.
taking. Yes.
Yes, Mr. President, this is really last but not the least.
Oh, I thought the other one was a
The gentleman from Davao City would also like to make a short manifestation.
gentleman
with
from
yourself. Thank you,
Davao
Mr.
City.
And
who
Batangas.
some-
And
and
Batangas,
Batangas.
Mr. President. And the Republic of the Philippines.
Filipino.
Just a
Si
short
Filipino.
manifestation, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Alam kong nagmamadali na kayo sa party pero importante ito.
No, that's not the party, Mr. President. We're supposed to listen to the speech of our Senate President, and we are about to give a commendation to Miss Kimberly Ann Custodio, Mr. President. Just to put on record, Mr. President.
Okay.
Salamat.
Please proceed, Senator Go.
Salamat sa pagkakataon as one of the senators. Just a short manifestation, Mr. President. The country's national interest and welfare of all Filipinos should always be our paramount consideration when it comes to the West Philippine Sea issue. Article 12, Section 2 of our Constitution provides that the state shall protect the nation's marine wealth in its archipelagic waters, territorial sea, and exclusive economic zone, and reserve its use and enjoyment exclusively to Filipino citizens. Ito po ang mandato sa atin ng saligang batas, ang protektahan, isulong at ipaglaban kung ano ang sa atin. Mr. President, sa kabila ng masalimuot na issue sa West Philippine Sea, ang interes ng bansa at ng lahat ng Pilipino ang dapat magsilbing gabay sa ating laban. Even our former President Duterte has assured our country's right over the West Philippines. Binalansi po ng dating Pangulo ang karapatan, kapakanan at kakayahan ng ating bansa sa usaping ito. Maring wala po tayong sapat na kakayahan pagdating sa military capability sa ngayon, but we should not give up even an inch of our territory. What is ours is ours. Ipaglaban natin kung ano ang atin. Bilang isang mambabatas, hangad ko na sana lahat ng anumang hindi pagkakaintindihan sa West Philippine Sea ay naidadaan sa maayos at diplomatikong usapan. Mahalaga ang papel ng diplomasya rito at importanteng bukas po tayo sa maayos at tapat na pag-uusap sa ating bansa. Hindi po natin kakayanin na may madamay, masaktan, or magbuwis ng buhay na ordinaryong Pilipino sa gusot na ating kinakaharap sa isyong ito. Sikapin po natin na maisulong ang ating karapatan nang walang buhay na maisaalang-alang. Maraming salamat po.
So hanggang dito lang tayo mga tol. Maraming salamat sa panonood at patuloy na suporta. God bless you sa inyong lahat. Hanggang sa muli. Paalam.